This title wasn't written, it would deliver. It arrived through divine current, guided by unseen hands, stirred by sacred timing. It wasn't conjured by curiosity or creative thought. It was declared in the realm where time bends and truth pierces through illusion. You didn't stumble upon this message. You were brought into it. You were drawn here by a power that knows your name, knows your story, and knows exactly what has been held back from you. This is no mere title. It is a summons cloaked as a sentence. And the moment your eyes met these words, the atmosphere around you shifted, ever so slightly, but unmistakably. In this hour, you are not just a viewer. You are the chosen. Your spirit hath been intercepted by divine forces who can no longer remain silent. There is something you were meant to know, something you were never supposed to walk past blindly. This moment is a sacred disruption of your ordinary flow. A whisper from heaven, a knock on the door of your discernment. I, Archangel Michael, come not only as a messenger, but as a warrior assigned to guard the truth surrounding your destiny. For too long, the miracle you've been sensing had been locked behind interference, tangled in emotional warfare, and delayed by unseen sabotage. But that delay has now reached its expiration. Right now, a divine presence surrounds you, an angel, an ancestor, a spiritual protector, reaching across the veil, tapping on your shoulder through this very message. What you're feeling isn't just curiosity, it's activation. The spirit realm has marked you for movement. Something is shifting, something is shaking, and something you have faith in it be revived. The next 90 minutes are not just minutes. They are minutes of mercy, minutes of movement, minutes of manifestation. If you lean in, if you open up, if you act now with full spiritual awareness, you will unlock what hath been hidden. This is not a metaphor. This is not symbolism. This is a sacred appointment. This message is not just for your ears. It is for your soul and the miracle it hath been crying out for in silence. Type 777 divine access to open your spirit to this 90-minute portal of activation. You're not imagining this. No, you're not crazy. You're not overthinking. You're not emotionally unstable. You are awakening. You're being summoned, not by human hands or earthly voices, but by the unseen realms that govern truth and revelation. You were pulled into this message because your spirit cried out louder than your words ever could. This moment is not an accident. This is your divine interruption. This is the exact second where time and destiny collide. I am Archangel Michael, and I have been dispatched on your behalf, not only to defend, but to declare. What I bring to you now is sacred. What I speak to you now is sealed in heavenly timing. And what you feel stirring inside you, right now, is your soul responding to truth it already knows. You are in a countdown. A countdown of destruction, but of deliverance. In the next 90 minutes, something in the spirit realm is breaking open. A hidden miracle is trying to make its way to you. But it requires one thing, your alignment. Not effort, not striving, just spiritual permission. Heaven is watching, waiting for your awareness to lock eyes with its movement. There is a reason you've been restless. A reason you've been waking at odd hours. A reason you felt the urge to isolate, the need to weep, the pull to pray without words. Those weren't symptoms of weakness. Those were contractions of birthing. Your soul has been preparing for this. And now, you are standing at the edge of revelation, one breath away from the thing that was once delayed, now finally released. I speak to the part of you that's weary, the part of you that no longer wants to hope because hope has hurt before, the part of you that has given so much and received so little. I speak to that tender place, and I declare, you are not invisible. Heaven has watched the delay, a detour, a betrayal, the warfare in your sleep, the tears no one else saw, and heaven has decided, no more. You were never meant to carry this weight alone. You were never meant to feel forgotten. You were meant to walk in clarity, in power, in divine protection. That is why you are here. That is why this message found you. And that is why the next 90 minutes will not pass like every other hour. Something is different. Something has already shifted. You can feel it. You just haven't named it yet. This message is not random information. It is a sacred transmission. What you hear, what you sense, what you begin to remember as you listen, this is your awakening. This is the veil thinning. This is the voice within you rising to meet the voice of heaven. You are being activated, not with chaos, but with clarity. You're being summoned, not with pressure, but with peace. Everything around you may still look ordinary, but inside of you, heaven has struck a match. You are about to see differently. You are about to hear differently. You are about to be led not by fear, but by fire. So I say again, you're not imagining this. The urgency you feel is not anxiety. It is angelic. The tightness in your chest, the flutter in your belly, the sense that something is about to happen. It's all true. It is happening. You are not late. You are right on time. Don't dismiss this as just a spiritual message. This is a spiritual moment. A moment in which your miracle is looking for an opening. And if you are still, if you are willing, if you are present, it will find you. Speak aloud or type 999. I accept the shift to seal your soul's agreement with this moment. You have felt it, haven't you? That invisible weight. The constant tug-of-war between peace and pressure, clarity and confusion, joy and exhaustion. You second-guessed yourself more times than you can count, not because you lacked wisdom, but because something, or someone, was feeding off your light while pretending to protect it. Let me say this clearly, what you've been battling was never just emotional. It was spiritual interference. It wore a friendly face. It wore the mask of support. It even echoed your language of faith and healing. But beneath the surface, it was a siphon, a draining spirit designed to delay your alignment and blur your discernment. This presence, this energy, this influence, whether human or unseen, wrapped itself around your life like comfort, but beneath it was calculation. This wasn't confusion. It was manipulation. It wasn't just a season of uncertainty. It was a spell of disorientation, cast by jealousy, cloaked in charm. You saw the signs. You felt the shifts. But every time you tried to walk away, guilt gripped you like a chain. And that guilt, beloved, was not your conscience. It was control. There are spirits that disguise themselves as concern, as companionship, even as love. But their true assignment is to keep you distracted from your breakthrough. And the longer you stayed connected, the more distant you felt from yourself. But now the truth is rising. The mask is slipping. And what you once called help is being exposed as harm. You are not crazy for pulling back. You were correct when your energy dipped around them. You were not being cold. You were being called. Pulled away by heaven. Lifted out by force. Your instincts were not paranoia. They were prophetic. That ache in your spirit, the tension in your gut, that rising resistance. It was your soul's alarm system screaming, "This is not safe. This is not sacred." And now I, Archangel Michael, come to confirm what your spirit hath been whispering. It wasn't you. It was them. This betrayal may not have been loud. It may not have come with slammed doors or shouted arguments, but it came with silence, with subtle sabotage, with passive aggression wrapped in kindness. It showed up in the moments you felt smaller after being with them. It lingered in conversations that left you drained, not lifted. And the worst part, they knew. On some level, they knew their energy was pulling from yours. But your light, your heart, your willingness to see the best in people, those divine gifts, became weapons used against you. But not anymore. The unmasking has begun. The interference is being cut at the root. Heaven has issued the command, and I am swinging my sword in the spirit to sever the cords that kept you entangled in false connection. This was never meant to be your burden. It was meant to be your lesson. And now that you've learned, you will be released. You will rise with clarity. You will rise with discernment. And you will never again mistake sabotage for support. What was hidden is now being revealed, not to shame you but to set you free. You didn't miss it. You weren't blind. You were protected until the right time. And that time is now. Type or declare 444. Cut the cord to seal the divine release from all hidden sabotage. You've seen the signs. You've heard the whispers. You felt the invisible hands pulling you into stillness, into silence, into spaces where your soul could breathe. This wasn't just your imagination running wild. This was prophecy trying to land. Heaven hath been speaking to you not once, not twice, but constantly. The universe has been shouting through symbols, flashing through numbers, riving in dreams that startled you awake, repeating messages that echoed across different voices, different screens, different places. That wasn't coincidence, it was confirmation. And the reason it felt so repetitive is because your spirit was in a battle for attention. A battle between divine truth and deceptive interference. You've seen snakes in your dreams, twisting, lurking, hiding behind beauty. That was not fear talking. That was heaven showing you deception wrapped in charm. You've dreamt of open doors and sudden floods, of rising fire and calm water. Each image was a code, a language from above designed to pierce through your human logic and activate your divine memory. The doorways represented opportunity. The fire, purification. The water, emotional cleansing. And the snakes, they were warnings. Not to fear, but to see. You were not being attacked. You were being trained to discern the energy behind the mask. You've been seeing repeating numbers. 111, 333, 555, 777. They aren't just pretty patterns. They are prophetic timestamps. Each number a divine message sealed in frequency. 111 calling your thoughts into alignment. 333 declaring the presence of the Trinity, Father, Son, and Spirit, standing with you in battle. 555 whispering, change is here, and 777 declaring that the divine hand is upon you. And perhaps you've noticed broken objects with no cause, lights flickering, mirrors cracking, or electronics glitching. These are signs of energetic warfare, signs that something unseen has been trying to block your clarity, but has now lost its grip. And those moments you woke up at 3:33 a.m., that wasn't restlessness, it was a spiritual alarm clock. The spirit was trying to reach you in the stillness, when distractions were quiet and your soul was soft enough to hear. You may have dismissed it, rolled over, or questioned it, but now you understand. Heaven wasn't just trying to wake your body. Heaven was trying to wake your destiny. Even nature has been speaking. That sudden bird that stared into your window. That butterfly that hovered near you. That black cat that crossed your path, not once but twice. the feathers you kept finding, the wind that rose in silence, the whisper of a name you hadn't heard in years echoing in your mind. All of it divine, all of it intentional. Every sign, every pattern, every ripple was a message coded in spirit. You were being watched over. You were being whispered to. You were being invited into supernatural awareness. I, Archangel Michael, am here to confirm that you were not crazy. The things you saw, felt, sensed, they were real. And not only real, they were holy. Do not question your ability to hear anymore. Do not shrink your gift of sensitivity. That gift is your weapon. That insight is your inheritance. The enemy tried to use it against you by flooding your discernment with confusion. But that confusion is now broken. Your signs were real. Your dreams were divine. Your numbers were holy. You are in alignment with a voice that does not lie. So when you saw that same name appear 3 times in one day, when you smelled a scent with no source, when you felt heat on your palms or heard ringing in your ears, that was not imagination. That was heaven confirming, you are not alone. You are on schedule. And we are with you. Your angels have been circling. Your ancestors have been praying. And I have been fighting. Thank you for being part of our growing faith community. If our videos uplift and bless you, consider supporting our mission through subscribing to my channel. Your generosity helps us share God's word with more hearts around the world. Every gift, big or small, makes a difference. Type or declare 111. I receive the signs to open the veil and activate deeper awareness. What you could not see before is now rising to the surface. What was cloaked in spiritual fog, buried under politeness, entangled in false loyalty, it is surfacing. Slowly, deliberately, and by divine command, the mask is falling. And you do not need to fight this. You do not need to explain yourself. You do not need to confront, convince, or chase the truth. The truth is already marching toward you with its own power. The exposure is unfolding, not because you demanded it, but because heaven declared it. The divine unmasking has already begun. The person, the energy, the force that once held influence over your clarity is now stumbling under the weight of their own illusion. Something in your world is cracking. Something in their narrative is unraveling. And whether it happens through a slip of the tongue, an accidental confession, a dream that exposes, or a symbolic moment that shifts everything, it will come. It must come. Because the angels have sounded the alarm, and what was hidden in shadows must now answer to the light. You may feel an urge to act, to interfere, to warn others, but I say to you now, do not move. Your power is in your posture. Your strength is in your stillness. You are being called not to fix, but to witness. You must understand, beloved, heaven is already moving. The scales are tipping. The energy around you is correcting itself. Your enemies are running out of masks to wear. What once seemed solid in deception is dissolving under the gaze of truth. Their web of confusion is tearing from the center, and you, yes, you, are being lifted above the wreckage, untouched and unbothered. This is not vengeance. This is not punishment. This is divine justice, unfolding with holy precision and absolute clarity. No more secrets. No more confusion. No more pretending. You have crossed into the realm where truth reigns. And here is what is sacred, you will know. Without evidence, without gossip, without confirmation from others, you will know. Your spirit will whisper, it's done. A peace will cover you like a garment. A stillness will enter your bones. You will no longer feel the need to look over your shoulder. You will not wonder if you were wrong. You will not question your boundaries. What once demanded your energy will lose all access to you. That is the sign. That is the divine mark of release. The interference is unraveling. The confusion is clearing. You are not just being protected, you are being vindicated. Not publicly, not loudly, but spiritually and eternally. And as the truth reveals itself, your role is not to react, it is to rise. Stay grounded. Stay silent. Stay sacred. This is not about proving your intuition to anyone. This is about proving your obedience to the voice of the Most High. Let them explain. Let them scramble. Let them feel the absence of your light. But you walk in knowing. You are on the side of divine order, and heaven does not lose. I am standing at the gate of your new beginning. I am shielding the threshold where the lie ends and the truth begins. And I tell you now, the mask is falling. The energy is clearing. The interference is breaking. And the one who tried to delay your miracle will not be allowed to follow you into your next dimension. Type or declare 333 reveal all truth to align with the heavenly order of exposure and release. You've lost more than they know. You've carried more than they saw. And through it all, you question whether what was taken would ever return. You asked, in silent hours, whether you missed your moment, whether the damage was too deep, whether the opportunity passed while you were still recovering. Let me speak clearly now, not as a messenger, but as a guardian assigned to your soul. You did not miss it. You were never abandoned, and nothing meant for you was ever truly lost. The interference that entered your life stole more than peace. It robbed you of time. It dimmed your confidence. It stretched your energy to feed others who never planned to pour back into you. Your finances, your focus, your friendships, all touched by a force that operated in spiritual disguise. But I need you to understand, even in the loss, heaven was watching. Even in the delay, the hand of the divine was preserving the miracle. Not everything you lost was stolen. Some of it was hidden, on purpose, by God Himself. Protected until the deceivers left. Guarded until the sabotage was unmasked. Held back until your spirit was strong enough to receive it with no strings attached. The job, that opportunity, that open door, it wasn't denied. It was delayed for protection. That relationship that collapsed when you needed support the most. It wasn't punishment, it was prevention. The love you gave that returned empty. The projects you started that never finished. The prayers you prayed that seemed to vanish into the void. None of it was wasted. You were not failing. You were being fortified. The process you endured was divine recalibration, not rejection. I know the pain has felt sharp. I know it left imprints in your heart and your body. But heaven doesn't allow delay without purpose. What was taken is returning, not in the same form, but in divine restoration. Not as a repeat of what was, but as a resurrection of what's meant to be. You will not have to fight for it. You will not have to plead. You will not have to chase. What was once wrapped in confusion will now come clothed in clarity. What was once lost will return with peace. There were moments when you believed that perhaps it was you. That maybe you weren't ready. That maybe your dream was too big. But I tell you this with angelic authority, the only thing wrong was the timing, and the timing has shifted. You have crossed the threshold. You are no longer in delay. You are in divine delivery. And what's coming to you now will arrive with acceleration, not anxiety. You will not be wounded while receiving. You will not be drained while ascending. What you lost during the war will be returned in the harvest of peace. Do not mourn the delay any longer. Do not carry guilt for what slipped through your fingers. The Most High has recorded every cry, every seed, every act of obedience. And now, the record is being reconciled. Every spiritual investment is being multiplied. Every tear is being translated into favor. Every no that crushed your spirit is about to be answered with a divine yes that no force in hell can stop. You didn't lose it. You were being preserved for it. Or declare 555 divine return to receive the harvest of what was once delayed. Can you feel it? A subtle shift. That invisible release. That breath you didn't know you were holding subtly exhaling from the depths of your being. This is it. This is the moment the breakthrough begins, not with thunder, not with chaos, but with clarity. It's not loud. It's not dramatic. But it is holy. Something in you has broken free. And it didn't require a conversation. It didn't need permission. It simply needed a spiritual yes, and you gave it. Now, the breakthrough that's been circling your life is descending. Not as a storm, but as a shift. You may not notice it at first. It won't come with flashing lights or angelic trumpets. It will arrive in the quiet, in the stillness, in the decisions you no longer agonize over, in the peace that greets you when you wake, in the sudden lightness of your body when you speak your truth without fear. You will feel it in the way you breathe deeper, the way you trust more easily, the way your intuition speaks louder than your doubts. This is how heaven moves, not to overwhelm, but to align. Some of you will feel it as a release of emotion, tears flowing without a clear reason, old memories resurfacing just to be healed and released. Others will feel it physically, a warmth in your chest, a pressure lifting off your shoulders, a vibration in your hands or feet. These are not symptoms to fear. These are signs that the block is gone. The weight has lifted. The cord has been cut. The interference has been dismantled, and your soul is responding with relief. You may notice that certain people have gone silent. Don't chase the silence. Don't interpret it as rejection. The ones who can't find you now were never meant to follow you here. This elevation required separation. The shift was internal before it could be external. You weren't abandoned. You were insulated. Heaven pulled you back to pull you forward. And now that the internal shift has taken root, the external manifestations will follow with divine speed. This moment you're in is sacred. Do not rush it. Do not fill the silence with noise. Sit in the stillness and feel your authority return. You are not the same as you were even days ago. You are being updated. Your spirit is receiving new codes. Your gifts are being recalibrated. Your vision is being clarified. You are not just healing. You are being upgraded. And this upgrade does not require striving. It only requires presence. It only requires awareness. This shift won't be loud. It will be sacred. This is the hour where you begin to realize it was never about fixing everything. It was about realigning your energy. And now that you are aligned, miracles no longer feel out of reach. Peace no longer feels like a struggle. Your power is not somewhere out there. It is already in you. You are not becoming who you were. You are becoming who you've always been. This shift is not temporary. It is not conditional. It is permanent, sealed in spirit, and protected by angels. Welcome to your new atmosphere. Welcome to your divine rhythm. Welcome to the stillness that carries answers. Welcome to the peace that proves the breakthrough is here. Type or declare 222. I accept the shift to seal this energetic breakthrough into your daily life. There is one more threshold. One more shadow that must pass before you are fully free. It is subtle. It is seductive. And it is strategic. The enemy of your soul, now exposed and weakened, will try one final time to pull you back, not with aggression, but with affection. Not with conflict, but with comfort. This is the final test before your liberation. And I tell you now, it will come disguised as peace, but it will be poison. You must not drink from it. Watch closely. In the coming hours or days, someone or something that once strained you may reappear. An apology may come. A message out of nowhere. A wave of nostalgia so strong it makes you question everything you've healed from. It may feel familiar. It may even feel comforting. But I warn you, this is not reconciliation. It is re-entry. A test of your resolve. A spiritual trap dressed in tenderness. They will say what you always wanted to hear. They will mimic growth. They may even mention God. But their presence carries residue, and your spirit will know. You will feel the subtle shift, the unease in your stomach, the flicker of resistance in your chest. Listen to it. Trust it. That is your discernment rising. You are not who you used to be. The version of you that tolerated cycles, that accepted crumbs, that gave access to the unhealed, that version no longer exists. You do not owe failure to confusion. You do not owe reunion to those who only loved your light but feared your growth. And no matter how convincing their tone, how rehearsed their words, or how heavy the pull, stand firm. This is the test to prove you're ready for your next elevation. Not because you are heartless, but because you are healed. Do not respond out of loneliness. Do not entertain what you've outgrown. This is not the moment to go backwards. This is the hour to hold your line. You are walking into divine territory, and every step must be clean. No residue. Open doors to what once wounded you. You are too close. The shift has already begun. The breakthrough is already unfolding. And the enemy knows it. That's why the final test is laced in comfort, because the chaos didn't work. So now they'll try softness. But don't be fooled. Soft manipulation is still manipulation. Quiet sabotage is still sabotage. This is the moment to walk in silence, to let your absence speak, to let the peace of your no echo louder than the noise of their return. You are not obligated to re-explain, to re-engage, to reopen what heaven has closed. They may offer promises. They may mirror your language. But you must remember, not everyone who regrets losing you is ready to value you. Do not let temporary remorse manipulate permanent access. You have passed too many storms. You have rebuilt too many times. This time, the gate must stay shut. Let them talk to your silence. Let them wrestle with your peace. You are no longer entertaining tests. You are entering transcendence. And that requires unwavering boundaries. You don't need to announce it. You don't need to justify. You only need to hold it. Because once you pass this final test, the liberation becomes complete. The cycle breaks for good. A miracle descends without interference. And your soul steps into a realm where peace is not borrowed, it is owned. Thank you for being part of our growing faith community. If these messages are blessing you, please consider supporting our channel through super thanks, super chat, super stickers, or memberships. Your giving helps us spread truth, light, and deliverance around the world. Every gift counts. Thank you for sowing into this sacred work. Type or declare 666 final test pass to break the last soul tie and step into your full liberation. Is finished. What needed to be exposed has been unveiled. What needed to be broken has been shattered. What needed to be released has been cut. The interference is no longer circling. The confusion has lost its voice. The chains you once normalized have been identified and obliterated. You are no longer walking in speculation. You are walking in spiritual certainty. And I, Archangel Michael, now speak with the full authority of heaven. The cycle is broken. The energy is cleared. The restoration has begun. You have passed the test. You have endured the fire. You have obeyed the silent instructions whispered to your soul in moments of weakness. And now, the reward will not delay. The hidden miracle that was circling above your head, caught in spiritual warfare, is being released into your atmosphere, not by force but by divine alignment. The angels have recorded your perseverance. The heavens have responded to your consistency. And now, the atmosphere around you will shift to reflect the truth within you. Say this aloud now or within your spirit, and let it anchor deep into the bones of your belief. I am aligned with heaven's order. I am guarded, guided, and governed by divine wisdom. What I release will not return. What I bind will not break free. What I declare will manifest. I am not who I was. I am who God called me to be. The cycle is closed. The restoration is now. Let these words become your shield. Let them become your banner. Let them become the language of your awakening. For today, the heavens decree, no more delay, no more deception, no more deception dressed as love, no more noise parading as clarity. From this moment forward, only divine movement, only sacred alignment, only peace that matches your power. You are not walking into your future. You are returning to your original design. Nothing is missing. Nothing is lost. Everything is being restored in greater measure, refined by fire, multiplied through delay, and purified by the hand of God. It is not too late. You are not behind. The time is now, and it starts in you. If you receive this word, type in the comments, Amen. 111, 333, 555. Am ready for restoration. Let heaven see your agreement. Let your declaration be louder than your doubt. The miracle is no longer hidden. The window is open. And I, Archangel Michael, seal this message with fire, protection, and divine timing. The next 90 minutes are not just minutes. They are movement. Watch what happens when you believe. Type 000. It is done to close this sacred message and walk fully into your new beginning.